Nirad Chaudhuri says that the financial world or the society as a whole is actually divided into the party of spenders and the party of savers. He also calls them the misers and the spendthrift. The misers are people who do not like to spend money. Okay, they believe in saving, whereas the spendthrift loves spending money. He says that the English people has the positive urge to spend. They enjoy spending instead of saving. On the other hand, the Indians loves to save. He says that hoarding or saving money is a pleasure as well as a virtue to the Indians. But the English believes in spending money in a planned manner. I hope you understand the difference between the Indians and the English people when it comes to spending and saving money. The English loves to spend in a planned manner, whereas the Indians loves to save. They consider it as a virtue or a pleasure. The English people find happiness in spending, whereas the Indians feel pain when they spend. Okay, this is the difference between them. The English find happiness when they spend, whereas the Indians feel some kind of pain when they have to spend money. He says the difference between the Indians and the English people is that the Indians cannot spend money in a planned and deliberate manner like the English people. And in fact, the Indians need some external pressure or stimulus in order to spend. For people who don't have much money, they spend money because they have to in order to survive. Okay, they are forced to spend because they need to spend in order to survive. If they don't spend, they will not survive. So, this is one type of people, okay? The poor people, they spend because they have to survive. But for those who have wealth, for the rich, it is temptation, passion, or panic to spend. Nirad Chaudhuri was amazed at the incredible variety and abundance of goods and at all different prices in London. So when he came to London, he was shocked to see so much variety of goods in the shops with all different prices, which he never experienced in India. He says, if I have to buy a pair of shoes in India, I have a choice of only two types and about four styles he likes. But in London, he could choose from hundreds of them, and in fact, he found it hard to choose, so the shop assistant had to help him out. He said he would go mad or crazy if he had to choose what clothes or furniture or glass or chinaware to buy because there are so much variety in London. He says he was astonished to find huge collections of clothes on sale even in small towns. In India, it is very limited because people are not willing to spend, okay? There is not much choice. But in London, there are so many varieties of goods and items because there are customers. People are willing to spend money on them. He gives an example of flour and silver. He says flowers which last only for a day or two can be seen loaded in cartloads in every part of London. Flowers are expensive in London, and in spite of having a very short lifespan, they still sell them in huge amounts because people are willing to buy them. And second-hand silvers can also be seen displayed in shops because there are people who are willing to buy. This is something he would not find in India. He also talks about the abundance of food. Okay, he said for the first time in about 20 years, he could drink fresh cow's milk as much as he wanted, which he did not get in India, in spite of India being a country where cows are worshipped. There are lots of cows in India, but he said he never got the opportunity to drink fresh cow's milk for a very long time. Chaudhuri says in England there are not only a large number of shops, but there also seem to be a hierarchy and even caste system among the shops. This shows the English philosophy of spending. Okay, there are places in England where they sell very cheap goods as well as very expensive ones. It depends on you where you want to shop. And people belonging to the middle class society do not like to step into the Bond Street shops. These are no high end shops because they feel that they are being judged. Okay, they feel shy over the fact that they are often judged by the shop assistants for not dressing well. I think this happens to everyone, okay? When you don't dress well, you don't feel like stepping into, expensive shops, right? We like to shop in the on the streets, which is more comfortable to us. The same thing happens here. He says people of the middle class society do not like to go and shop in the Bond Street shops because they feel that they are being judged by the shop assistants. The author says that the owners of the Bond Street shops should do something about it. Okay, the shop assistant must have better manners, he says. He ends the essay by saying that he liked the English people for their devotion to spending because he believed that that's the way the money goes. Okay, Chaudhuri says that the Englishmen want to have a certain kind of lifestyle, and the welfare state has made it possible for common men to live like their betters. He further says that the Englishmen have a desire not only for high standard of living, but for a style of living. They want to be careless about money or pretend to be like that. In the end, he says that according to Englishmen, the best use of money is to spend it on the good things in life. Nirad Chaudhuri simply reflects his love and devotion for the English style of life throughout this essay.